Hello everyone, Zaid here. Quick preface to this video. I am not affiliated to this game. I am not paid to promote this game or review this game in any sort of way. I am also not a regular content creator. I usually make videos specifically for fun or for games that I play myself to participate in contests and get some kind of in-game rewards for them. That's pretty much it. But this game has made me want to create this video because I really wanted to succeed. I really want to get more exposure, which it severely lacks right now. So, why do I think this game lacks exposure? I will just quickly show you what my search in YouTube has presented me. As you can see, there is literally a couple videos here with couple thousand views, except for, of course, from the official channel. We don't really count it. Yeah, but outside of it, there's really no big content creators giving exposure to this game. There's no big content creators playing this game. There's nothing. And that's, in my opinion, is really unfortunate. But we will try to fix that by trying to, for example, me creating this video, and also trying to, rile up other content creators who played this game, played the beta of this game, and actually enjoyed it, to create videos as well, because we probably need hundreds, if not thousands, of content creators making videos with how many views they get, to at least get some kind of an exposure for this game. Even though a lot of content inside of the videos will intersect each other, even though a lot of viewers for those videos will be the same, it doesn't matter. A couple new viewers, a couple new people interested in this game, and I think we will get started from here. So, let me tell you about this game from the start. What is this game about? So, this game is a pixel art gacha strategy management game. I just mentioned a couple terms here that probably will scare you off. For example, gacha, but I will get a bit deeper into it, and why do I not think in this game it is as bad as in multiple games throughout the world that you can find, for example, Genshin. So this specific game, why is gacha not scary for this? This specific game is essentially, it consists of two different parts. The first one is very heavily affected by gacha, while the second one is, in my opinion, where the meat of this game is. Where the part that I actually enjoyed the most. So let's scroll up real quick through the most unpleasant part of this game, gacha, and the part of the game that probably not all the people like. So yeah, basically, you have your usual banners where you can pull characters. If you have played Dark Knights before, you will see pretty much the same system in a way, with the exception of, well, this game having at least somewhat reasonable BT counters, and on all the banners, not only on the limited character banners, as it happens to be in Dark Knights. But overall, yeah, pretty basic system. Also the weapon system, but we'll get to it later. It's equipment, we'll get to it a bit later. And you pull characters, you get them, here they are, pretty pixel art chibis, and if you try to look inside of the characters themselves, you will see beautiful arts of the side characters, in very, very HD resolution. I actually love a lot of them, and yeah, for example, this fox lady is just amazing in my opinion. Nonetheless, we're not here to talk about this part of the game in my opinion, so let's just move on through it again. So this part of the game only influences these two sections. First section is a fool's journey, essentially, your average gacha stage clearance game, where you proceed through a stage, you fight some enemies, you clear them, you move on. That's it. There is nothing else. There is some main story drops happening here and there, but it's not that major. It's not required in my opinion, and it's not where the meat of the game is. And the second part of this part is your usual farming stages, where you farm materials to upgrade your character's equals through gacha. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Again, if you play Dark Knights, you have all the knowledge you need to understand what type of the game this part of the game is. But again, that's not why I wanted this game to get more exposure, not why I think this game needs to succeed. This is an okay plan for monetization, especially when you have very limited fan base, very limited audience that you expose this game to. Because basically, as you know, whales can save this game if they put thousands of dollars into it. So I guess that's what they put their stakes on, that whales are going to save this game. But as you have seen from YouTube exposure, it probably will not be enough, even regular players, to keep this game up. But I hope we can change this. So let's move into the meat part of the game, where what is the part of the game that actually attracted me so much like just, download this CBT test and tried playing it, and then got sucked into it for 6 hours, even though I had something to do with the game, unfortunately. So this part of the game is roguelite story mode with base management. So in here, for example, you can see not your average, because it's pretty damn big, right? Your roguelite improvement system between runs, where you can buy nodes, improve your units, your base management, essentially how you play this specific story mode through the materials that you get for completing one run, multiple runs of this said story mode. And here you can see a flowchart, and you're going to say, wait a second, flowchart? Do you mean there are multiple endings? Yes, they are. So in essentiality, this game's story is a visual novel, which, again, if you're very familiar with visual novels, flowchart, very useful tool, but it's actually missing from a lot of visual novels for some reason, and I hate them for this. But nevertheless, this flowchart, it's very simple right now, because I haven't progressed through the game a lot, because I didn't want to spoil myself. I will want to play the game on the full release rather than on the beta, because, well, why would you go through the story on the beta then to go again throughout the release? It's not going to be that interesting, this feeling is kind of awful. So basically, here you will see the flow of the story, the branches of the story, your endings that you have actually achieved. Here there is this one ending where we all die. Cool, right? And that's why this game, this story mode is roguelike, right? Because you can die. You can actually legit die, and end with a bad end where you need to start over. So basically you can see branches, you can see where you can go to the branches, you can see your already achieved endings, pretty cool stuff. But let's actually see what's inside of it, what's inside of this mode. So basically, you are an assistant leader, not a leader, an assistant leader, so to say, of a mercenary group that is based in a town. And the flow of the game goes like this. You are this assistant mercenary leader of mercenary group. You accept missions from different factions and cities, and while you complete them, the time progresses. 1 week, 2 weeks. This game is week-based, essentially. And each week you can do multiple different things inside of the city as well. You can craft new equipment in the forge, for example. You can rest your tired units or damaged units in the haven. You can train units in the ground. You can pray in a sanctuary to improve the stats of your units. Multitude of stuff to do in the city, which adds upon this base management where you manage your whole mercenary group. And you also get characters. Well, as I said, this game is separated in two parts, remember? So this specific part of the game is completely different. It's not connected to the gacha part almost in any way, with exception of when you start a new run of this story mode, you get 3 characters to choose that you can bring with you, and they will be level 1 when you start a new run. So basically there is almost no effect at all, you just choose units you want to play with. And considering that every mission inside of this story mode pretty much always requires 4 or 5 units, well, guess what? You will always need to get some other units, with the exception of those 3, right? And that's where this game fun recruitment mechanic comes in, where you actually, when you start the game, your roster is bigger than 3 units, of course, that you brought with yourself. You also get some additional units as well. And throughout, as you play the game, you can hire new characters inside of a tower. They are not... You don't need to pull them. You don't need to do anything with them. You buy them for gold that you receive for completing missions inside of the story mode. Instead of a specific, essentially gold is per story run, but you get this gold per inside of the story run itself and buy new units. You don't need to pull units. You don't need to pay money to pull units. You are fine. You don't have to do this. Which essentially, this part of the game is a very fleshed out strategy-based management simulator. And it's amazing, and I love it. So, for the specific case of this mode, as I said, the time progresses when you participate in the battles, you complete missions, and some amount of weeks passes as you complete some missions. So, in this mode, whenever you want to participate in something, you open up a map. Well, what does this remind you? It really reminds me of Stella. So basically, you have band battles, which are essentially main story quests. You can complete them essentially as you go on. You don't have to complete them immediately. To progress time, you usually do weekly quests. Each quest has, I don't know, level assigned to them. You fight against the enemies, you receive some rewards for them, pretty basic, but at the same time, as I said, with the whole weather management system on top of that, it becomes pretty complicated. And not only you participate in these quests for the sake of resources, sometimes during this quest you will have to make choices that will affect your reputation with factions. Yeah. So basically, we have 5 different countries. Let's call them not kingdoms but countries for now, because as far as I understand, they have different political systems, whatever. So each of these countries has their own reputation with you. I mean, you have your own reputation with them. And as I have seen so far, some of the dialogue, some of the choices are both affecting and being affected by these factions, by the faction reputation, which is, in my opinion, amazing. It just gives so much more depth to the whole questing system of this game. And there is a lot of course, main story quests. Main story quest lines are, of course, very intertwined. They're intertwined with the whole story about the war between the countries. For example, this is going on. I mean, it's a bit of a spoiler, but nevertheless, like Ira, for example, it's right now it's a state of war with Union, and all of this is being fleshed out as you progress the main story quest. All of this is fleshed out, of course, on the map as well, where you can see how even the borders change, which is, again, I mean, this might sound very like simplistic and very basic, like what, like some pixels change the color, whatever. But I don't know, like I have never seen such a deep gameplay inside of a gacha system or inside of a gacha game that is not really affected with the gacha game itself. Of course, you can show as an example like Arknights. Yes, it has its own like roguelike modes and stuff that are pretty enjoyable, but at the same time they were not inside of the game from the start. So this game has this as a core system from the start. This is the meat of the game. It's a core of this game. That's what makes it so fun. And I don't know. Let me, for example, real quick show you how basic quests look like. Basic battle looks like. We'll just start some kind of mission, and oh yeah, by the way, cute cat. So basically, yeah, it's a map. Again, pixel art is amazing. I love it so much. And you deploy your units that you want to use in this battle. I don't really care about what I'm going to use here. And this specific mission, by the way, that I chose, I wasn't intending to choose specifically, but this mission, again, it changes depending on your own choices that you make around here. Because basically you are investigating the scene of a crime and trying to understand what you're going to be fighting. Yeah, for example, sporadic blood marks, it has been deliberately erased, and then you check around the trees and you see, for example, like some kind of very high quality arrows or something. Yeah, long spears, trained users, and you instantly know that it's army, right? It's not bandits, it's not beast attacks, and it says it's soldier attack. And instantly the map changes now, because basically it has 3 different groups on it. Now it will remove the 2 other groups and only leave the army officers. By the way, I have never checked what happens if you get the answer wrong. Do you fight 3 groups at the same time, or does something else happen? But nevertheless, and basically, yes, and outside of that, this is in a way a bit of basic. It's a start, at least. It's an early game, very basic turn-based strategy mode. From the sense of you don't have a lot of skills. You have like usually basic attack and maybe like a secondary attack or something only for the units. As your squad grows, of course, you will get access to more abilities, to more spells. You will also get, since every user has different traits and stuff, this will also be affected by how this unit grows. And overall, like as you can see, like for example, this guy right now has 3 different skills with a reaction skill that happens on when some enemy triggers it, and also the overall state of the field can be affected by you as well. So for example, let me just for example blow up this barrel. This is an exploded barrel. If you explode it, it kills everything around it, but it also, as far as I remember, leaves fire on the ground. Yeah, as you can see. And if you walk through this fire, guess what happens? You catch on fire and take damage. So the terrain as well of the game, the terrain of the stages, however small they are, can also be influenced by your own actions and can actually it can affect your strategic decisions, because you are not going to walk over the burning ground, right? Because why would you take damage for free? And there's a lot of parts, but the small details here and there about this game that really makes it so attractive to me. Because essentially it's a kind of from easy to get but hard to actually master combat system, combined with base management of the main story game, combined with roguelike story mode, combined with a separate system of gacha and resource management inside of it. I don't know, it just, to me, this game just seems exactly what I needed. I'm a big fan of strategies, I'm a big fan of gachas, even I really regret my I really hate my past self who actually started playing gachas. They're a waste of time. Nevertheless, I still enjoy playing them. I still enjoy playing strategies, and this game just combines these two genres, in my opinion, perfect. Like, you couldn't ask more. You could not ask more from this game. I kind of wish maybe that the gacha system maybe affected this mode a bit more, but you know what? Maybe not. Maybe it should not. Maybe only choosing like these 3 additional characters who will still be resetting their levels and their equipment when you start the new story run. Maybe it's enough, because if it affected more, then the gacha system becomes prevalent, and maybe this game becomes again like some kind of like, you know, gacha at the core, and everything else is built around the gacha. This game is the opposite. Story mode, roguelike story mode as a core, and the gacha is like just an addition that is lying around. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts about this game. I went through it very I barely scratched the surface essentially with what I just told you, and there is so much more to discover inside of this game. So I just recommend you to try it out. The beta test finishes tomorrow, I think, but the release is scheduled to the end of July, and the game is going to be free to play as far as I know, so you are free to check it out whenever you want. Whenever it releases, of course. And yeah, I really hope that whoever watches this video will check it out and give it a fair try and see if it's for them. And of course, if you're just a nerd who loves strategy games and gachas, you should play this game. You must play this game. It's not a question. It's more like a statement that I'm making right now, that you have to play this game, and you have to. You will drown. As I said, like the first time I played it in the evening, I was planning to play it for about maybe 2 hours. I spent 6. I stayed up to 3 a.m. even though I shouldn't have to play, because I had a very big meeting in the morning. Okay, so again, getting lost in my thoughts right now. So yeah, check this game out. It's going to release on I think 31st of July, and yeah, in case you have any thoughts, any comments, like please post them in comments. I would love to hear. We'll have to find people who are also excited as I am about this game, but I would also like to hear what do people think about this game overall, whoever have seen it for the first time in my videos. So yeah, thank you for the attention, and see you later.